This video shows you how to set up a crew network that enforces data limits for each user. In our example, the vessel's crew uses a Starlink subscribed to a 5 TB monthly plan. Therefore, we will configure the CommBox Edge to allocate a weekly quota of Starlink data usage to each crew member. Once they have depleted their allotted data, they will need to wait for the start of the next weekly period for a refill. The first step is to create traffic policies to define usage limits on the crew network. Log in to the CommBox Edge OS either locally via the onboard network or remotely via the CommBox Edge Cloud Portal. Next, select the configuration wizard from the menu. Then select Traffic Policies. Let's first set up the network traffic policy, which will be the default state of the crew network. Give the policy a descriptive name. Next, select the Starlink WAN connection. Then scroll down to the Application Policy profile. Change the current rule to Implicit Deny. This will block all access to the crew network by default. Now create a new rule to allow access to the K4 Mobility and Cloudflare Insight domains, which are required for some configurations. If your crew network uses multiple WAN connections, you can copy this profile to them as well. Save your new network traffic policy, and it should now appear in the list. Now we need to set up a device traffic policy, which will override the network policy for authorized users. Give it a name, then select the Starlink WAN. This time, we will keep the implicit allow rule in place. Now set other rules, filters, and limits as you wish for the crew network. Save the policy when you're done. Next, it's time to set up the crew network. Select Access Networks. Then edit the crew network. If you don't yet have a crew network, you can create it at the Interfaces page. Next, enable Captive Access Network, and keep HTTP redirect enabled. This will present a login page automatically whenever a user opens a web browser. Now assign the network traffic policy you set up earlier, but leave the device policy set to none. You'll assign the device policy to users later. Then save your changes. Now that the Captive Access Network is built, we need to set up users and their usage limits at the Captive Access Network Administration portal. Log in with your admin credentials and select the applicable organization or fleet. Then select Plans. Select Add New Plan. For our first plan, let's set a quota of 45 GB per week. Then type in the device traffic policy you created earlier in the Edge OS. Its spelling must be exact. Next, we can set an inactivity timer to protect users who forget to disconnect their session. We can also limit how many devices each user can have running on the network at once. Submit the new plan when you're done. It should now appear in the list. Let's create a second plan for senior officers. For this plan, we will grant a higher quota of 75 GB per week and permit unlimited devices. Now that the plans are created, it's time to create users. Go to the Users page, then select Add User Account. Enter the first user's name and email address. You may assign a default password, or just allow the user to set their own whenever they first log in. Lastly, assign a plan. This crew member will be able to use 45 GB per week. Submit the new user, and it will appear in the list. Now let's create a user for the captain. Since she's a senior officer, we assign her the higher 75 GB plan. To set up our remaining users, we can either follow the same process, or we can upload all of them in bulk. Download the CSV file, add your remaining users, then upload it. Another option is to enable self-sign-up. This allows anyone connecting to the crew network to set up their own user account with their email address, which you can limit to your company's domain. And that's all there is to it. Now whenever someone connects to the crew network, they will need to log in with their username and password. Going forward, you can manage all your users from this portal. You can see their usage status, top up their quota, reset their password, disable them, or delete them at any time. You can also run various reports. This concludes our brief tutorial on setting up user data allocations. To learn more, refer to the associated topic in the knowledge base. If you have any questions, please contact KVH Technical Support.